Here I am. I have played The Legend of Korra, the pro bending mode. This is just a recording. I'm just talking over it. Blah 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 blah. So, anyways, as you can see here, we got airbending, not airbending, water bending going on, and basically you team up with the fire ferrets for this mode. And I'm doing it in a special location in this commentary. MJ, will you come to me?
I'm not here.
You're here.
I'm not here.
Yes, you are.
I said I'm not here.
Now you're here. But you're not over there.
Fine, okay, I'll do it.
But anyways,
Are we doing this whole thing
yeah.
again? The last one got.
Well, I guess we don't necessarily have to do the whole game recording. I guess just record like at least some of the game over. Okay. I can record some of it.
I guess they can. Oh, hey, how's it going?
But anyways, how do you feel about the Legend of Korra as a series as a whole, like the TV series?
I like it. I'm like a huge fan of the original Avatar series, so this is kind of it's taking a little while to warm up to, but I'm halfway through season 2 and I'm really liking where it's going. I love the characters and it has the same charm. It really is good.
In my opinion, I kind of like this one a lot more than I did the first one, because I feel like I can relate a little better to the characters in this series, because like there's a lot more drama I feel between them. But maybe I'm just a bit of a drama.
Did you like it instantly more than the?
A lot, actually. Like, within the first 2 episodes, I liked it a lot more.
Really?
Like, to be honest, I didn't like the first one as much as I thought I would. Because, I mean, I've always been a bit of a stickler for stuff animated in this style.
Okay. So they got you eventually.
Yeah, like, the original series did eventually get me interested. Like, I found that near the midway point, it did slow down a bit too much. Like, around, I think, book 3 or 4, when he was learning firebending.
Yeah, that's right.
Aang. Where this one, it seems a little more fast-paced. The story develops a lot faster, so it kind of keeps my interest a lot better. Although one thing that's kind of caught my attention as of late, like, haven't you noticed that a lot more like games, movies, and TV shows have been kind of showing a lot more respect to like Native people lately?
Aye.
Like,
yeah.
just like an example, like Legend of Korra itself, like you got your waterbender, which essentially is kind of deeply inspired by like. What was it? Eskimos? Inuit? Yeah,
Eskimo,
Inuit.
sure, good enough. Close
Inuit,
enough.
Eskimo kind of thing. But the thing is, like, they're essentially their relation to the native, essentially, or related to the native. Or other games that have done it with native characters is Infamous Second Son, where you actually play as a native character, Delson Rowe.
Yeah.
And I thought he was an interesting character, too.
Yeah, me too. I like how you start off in a reserve and everything else.
Yeah, and plus the fact that he basically has like powers of his own kind of reminds me a little bit of this too, in a sense.
Yeah,
because I mean, he has like the smoke power, which could be easily translated to fire bending, but like none of his other powers after that kind of even remotely translate to bending in any way, shape, or form. Because he's got like the neon power, then there's the video power. I guess concrete could be treated like earth bending, because you got like the concrete powers.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Although I haven't played the game enough to really understand what powers he has.
Basically, he's got 4 powers in the game in total: smoke, neon, video, and concrete.
Ah, I see.
Although concrete you don't get until like near the very end of the game, but it's kind of heavily implied throughout the entire game that you will get concrete.
I see.
So it's not really a spoiler, because it's kind of right there. They're constantly telling you, you're gonna get concrete. You're gonna get concrete. Don't worry, you'll get it eventually. Sit still, relax. This will all be over soon.
Ooh, one of those.
Who knows? Maybe I'm lying. Am I
Yeah, I don't know.
lying? But anyways,
So can you knock out characters, like physically knock them out? So like.
well, the thing is, like, you see that health bar above their head.
Yeah.
Basically, whenever that health bar runs out, they get knocked back 1 layer.
Ah, I see.
But the thing is, whenever you advance, whatever health you had before you advanced forward, you stick with. But the thing is, so do they. But the thing is, whenever they knock back, their health refills.
I see. And so
it's kind of like incentivizes you to kind of.
Can they step back by accident, like with like a number of attacks, or does that bar have to run out when you get knocked?
That bar has to get run out. But the thing is, if they also jump, they're more susceptible to getting knocked back in just 1 attack, kind of thing. So it's like if I was to say like just jump kind of thing, and I get hit with an attack, I'm gonna go flying back more often than I would be if I was staying my ground.
And can you?
They can also
move back
you can also block as well.
Are your characters able to move back by accident? Like, can you, the character you're controlling, move back one way?
No, you can't. Like, you see there, I got hit back, but the thing is, I can't walk back off the boundary.
Okay.
Apparently, your character is smart enough to know where the boundary is, which in itself is nice. The fact that they did that. Although one thing that's kind of interesting is, like, if you look at the field, like, they clearly designed this with bending in mind. Like, you see there's like a little grate there. Like, that's where the water comes from for the water benders.
Yeah,
you got like the little pipes full of concrete tiles that like they can throw. Well, not concrete, but rock tiles.
Yeah.
That they can throw around for earth bending. And obviously, firebenders don't need any outside source to implement their powers.
Yeah.
They can just spark the air and just throw it. So I guess that's the one advantage to actually firebenders. So now that I think about it, if I was to choose my own bending power, fire probably would be the best one to pick. Because the thing is, with firebending, unlike other bending styles, well, I guess air too would probably fall into that category. Fire would be the only one that you wouldn't need any outside source to affect your powers.
Yeah,
and their effectiveness.
Well, didn't you say airbending is the same way? Yeah?
Airbending, yeah, it's the same way. But the thing is, airbending is very rare. So the thing is,
that's true.
You wouldn't necessarily be as likely to become an airbender in this world.
Often, yeah.
So realistically, I'd only be able to choose between those three, I feel, at this point in time, because the fact that in the original series, the original fire leader that was in the original Avatar series, he kind of went out like on a crazy I'm Adolf Hitler type scenario, going "Sie Heil, boom boom boom," wipe out a bunch of the airbender temples and islands and all that jazz, and it's just like they had no chance. Because the thing is, you can burn out air. So, I mean, sure, air temples are awesome and all, but, I mean, long story short, a group of firebenders are probably going to beat airbenders. Especially with how the airbenders, they kind of remind me a bit of, like, Buddhist monks.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing.
Where the thing is, they don't really go out of their way to fight. Like, sure, they're trained to fight, but they almost never get into fights directly.
Yeah, I feel like every type of bender is, like, deprived from, or inspired from a real-life culture.
Yeah, like, it kind of feels like the Fire Nation, they're kind of like a weird cross between India and Asian cultures. Which I think that's why M. Night Shyamalan chose to make the firebenders Indians.
Yeah.
The waterbenders, they're obviously native. Earthbenders, I guess they're like just whatever.
I'm not really sure what they are. Yeah, maybe
they're not really. They don't really seem like they're inspired by anything in particular. But the thing is, like, I'm looking at their architecture, like when in their city, because you see it in the original series. It looks very kind of Chinese dynasty type stuff, like the way the buildings are built.
Oh yeah, the whole series is inspired by like Asian culture for sure. So I guess there's little bits of it in each.
Yeah, like there's Chinese, there's Japanese, there's Indian, which can be considered Asian. So yeah, it's all very heavily Asian inspired in total. Like Northeast Asia, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's very true.
Probably some Korean stuff in there too. I wouldn't be all that surprised. But something tells me that's probably what they were going for. Like, unless they'd suddenly decide to, like, unveil another bender type later on. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, there is the steel benders, or metal benders.
They're just, like, advanced earth benders, aren't they?
Yeah, they're, like, a form of earth bending. So, like, they can do earth bending, but they can also bend metal. But apparently only earth benders can become metal benders. Like, sort of like how water benders can only become blood benders. But apparently it takes a long amount of, like, practice and skill to develop. And usually you can only do it during the event of like a full moon or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what the heck airbenders or earthbenders. Do they have any, like, well, not earthbenders, but fire? Well, no, fire has lightning bending. That's right. They have electricity bending. So, what does
air?
Yeah, what does air have for special bending styles? Let's see. They have. Yeah, they just have air bending, I think. Like, they could pull the air out of your lungs, theoretically, if they were to go all out, like, ruthless.
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing is, like, theoretically, they could have been the most powerful benders in the world, but the thing is, they're so passive that that's probably why they lost.
Monks. Yeah, they're like Shaolin monks.
So the thing is, they fought with honor and decency and kind of thing. So it's like, because of that honor code, that's kind of why they're a lot. They're a bit on the weaker side, essentially, compared to the other benders.
Yeah. They just overpower them a little bit, I guess. So you're playing some kind of tournament here?
Yeah.
And I'm back
But anyways, I guess I'll just.
with my own video feed in the other corner? Okay. A video feed on top of a video feed. Well, anyways, that feed's obviously gone now. Now I'm just rambling about a feed that doesn't exist anymore. But still, that was kind of cool just even talking with MJ about the game. And also, I'm going to be uploading two videos. Well, not two videos, but two gameplay sessions with MJ. Where I'll be playing Sports Friends and Towerfall Ascension. Both of which were a blast to play with my good friend MJ. But anyways, as you can see here, playing the Legend of Korra, which itself is a blast to play. But you know, it'd be better. Fucking God, man! Cool. Technically, this is like a Nerf gun, but. What am I to argue? And ow, dropped another. Oh! Oh! Yeah, Pokeballs. Gotta toss them around. Pokeballs. And now I'm going to be weird and brush my hair on film. I'm a weirdo. And now I can't see crap. That's one of the reasons why I... Oh god, I was crap. And it's like bad enough that my headset is like being held together by like electrical tape right now. Like you can see right there and then right there. Like I got a lot more tape on this side right here and less on this side right here. Because that's the side that's a lot more cracked up. But anyways, still, I had a blast playing this game. But it kind of surprised me how much more difficult it got in the third league. After the first two, I felt were fairly easy in comparison. And I mean, like, ridiculously easy in comparison. Like, it's like, you go easy, slightly more difficult, and then crazy over the top, incredibly difficult. It's like, what the hell just happened? Ah! It's like that kind of moment. That kind of moment just happens. And you're like, I have no idea what just happened here. I should probably shoot myself. Or, I don't know, just... Ow! Pinch my hand. Ah! Or, you know, whatever. And I just lost the ammo for the gun. Ugh. Nerf guns. There we go. I don't know why. It's kind of badass, this thing. But anyways, as you can see here, just finished with the league. And until next time, this is Timothy. signing off.